Asalaamu Alaykum. I am your sister Naomi. Thank you for joining me on today's Quran English translation reading. Today we are on Juz 8, and this is chapter 6. We are going to pick up at verse 111, and then we will continue on to chapter 7, and inshallah we will stop at verse 87. Okay, Bismillah. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Even if we had sent to them the angels, made the dead speak to them, and presented all the different things of the world before them as proof, they would have not believed unless Allah wanted otherwise. Yet most of them act out of ignorance. Likewise, we made for each prophet enemies, shaitans from among the human beings and jinns. Some of them inspire the others with seductive discourses by way of deception. If your Rabb wanted, they would not have done so. Therefore leave them and that which they invent, so that the hearts of those who do not believe in the hereafter may be inclined to what they say and be pleased with it, so that they can earn what they wish to earn. Say, should I seek a judge other than Allah, when He is the one who has revealed this book with full details? Those whom we gave the book before you know very well that it is revealed to you from your Rabb with the truth. Therefore you should not be of those who have doubts. The words of your Rabb have been completed with credibility and justice. There is no way to change His words. He is the all-hearing, the all-knowing. If you obey, most of the people on earth will lead you away from the way of Allah, for they follow nothing but guesswork and preach nothing but falsehood. In fact, your Rabb knows best those people who have strayed from His way, and He knows best those who are rightly guided. So eat of that meat on which Allah's name has been pronounced, if you truly believe in His revelations. Why should you not eat that on which Allah's name has been pronounced, when He has clearly spelled out for you in detail what is forbidden, except in case you are compelled? In fact, many do mislead people by their low desires without knowledge. Your Rabb knows best those who transgress. Eschew all sin, whether open or secret. Surely those who earn sin will soon get due punishment for their wrongdoing. Do not eat of that meat on which Allah's name has not been pronounced, since that is most surely a transgression. In fact, shaitans inspire their friends that they should argue with you, and if you obey them, most surely you will become mushrikeen. Can a person who was dead, and whom we raised to life, and gave the light to walk with among people, be like the one who is in the depths of darkness, from which he can never come out? Since they treat both of them alike, the actions of the unbelievers seem pleasing to them. And thus in every town we have placed the criminals as their ringleaders to plot therein. They plot against none but their own souls, though they do not perceive it. Whenever there comes to them a sign, they say, we shall not believe until we are given directly that which is given to the Rasuls of Allah. Allah knows best with whom to entrust His message. Soon these criminals will be overtaken by humiliation and by a severe punishment from Allah for their evil plots. Whomever Allah wills to guide, He opens his chest to Islam, and whomever He intends to send astray, He makes his chest narrow and constricted, that at the very idea of Islam, he feels as if his soul were climbing into the sky. That is how Allah places abomination on those who do not believe. This, al-Islam, is the way of your Rabb, the straight way. We have spelt out our revelations for the people who reflect. For them, there will be a home of peace with their Rabb. He will be their protector because of their good deeds. On the day when He will assemble them all together, Allah will address the jinns. O assembly of jinns, you seduced mankind in great numbers, And their votaries from among mankind will say, Our Rabb, we have enjoyed each other's fellowship, but alas, now we have reached the end of our term, which you have decreed for us. Then Allah will say, Now hellfire is your dwelling place. You will live therein forever, unless Allah ordains otherwise. Surely your Rabb is all-wise, all-knowing. Thus we make wrongdoers the comrades of one another on account of what they used to earn. At that time, Allah will also ask, O assembly of jinns and mankind, did not there come to you Rasuls from amongst you who proclaimed to you my revelations and warned you about the meeting of this day? They will reply, Yes, they did. We were witness against our own souls. Today this worldly life has deceived them. But on that day they will testify against their own souls that they were indeed unbelievers. That is because your Rabb will not destroy towns without just cause, while their residents were unaware. All will be awarded ranks according to their deeds, and your Rabb is not unaware of what they do. Your Rabb is self-sufficient, Lord of mercy. If he wants, he can destroy you all and replace you with others as he pleases, just as he raised you from the offspring of other people. Surely what you are being threatened with must come to pass, and you can do nothing to frustrate it. O Muhammad, tell them, O my people, if you do not listen to me, do whatever you want, and I'll do whatever I deem right. You will soon find out who is to gain the reward of the hereafter. Rest assured that the wrongdoers will not get salvation. They set aside a share from that which Allah has created of their produce and of their cattle, saying, This is for Allah. So they pretend, and this is for our deities. Their deities' share does not reach Allah, but the share of Allah is given to deities. Evil is their judgment. Their deities have induced many mushrikeen to kill their own children in order to ruin them and confuse them in their religion. If Allah wanted, they would not have done so. Therefore, leave them and what they invent. These mushrikeen say that such and such cattle and crops are reserved in the name of such and such temple, and no one should eat except those whom we permit. In fact, these restrictions they themselves have imposed. Then there are some animals which they have forbidden from riding or carrying loads, and there are still other animals over which they do not pronounce the name of Allah. They have falsely attributed all these things to Him. Soon He will punish them for what they have been inventing. They also say, What is in the wombs of these cattle is specially reserved for our males and forbidden to our females, but if it is stillborn, then all can share. He will punish them for their attribution of superstitions to Allah. Surely He is all-wise, all-knowing. Actual losers are those who kill their own children foolishly without knowledge and forbid food which Allah has provided them, falsely ascribing prohibitions to Allah. Certainly they have gone astray and are not at all rightly guided. It is He who has created all kinds of plants, trellised and untrellised palm trees, field crops and with produce of different kinds, olive trees and pomegranates similar in kind, yet different in variety. Eat of their fruit, they ripen and give away its due on the day of its harvest. Do not be extravagant. Surely He does not love the extravagant. Of the animals you have, some are for transportation and some are small for consumption. Eat of that which Allah has provided for you, and do not follow the footsteps of Shaitan. Surely he is your open enemy. Take 8 heads of cattle in pair, male and female, a pair of sheep and a pair of goats, for example, and ask them, of these has He forbidden you the males, females, or what is contained in the wombs of the females? Answer me based on knowledge, not superstition, if what you say is true. Likewise, ask them about a pair of camels and a pair of cows. Of these has He forbidden you the males, females or what is contained in the wombs of the females? If they answer, then ask them, were you present when Allah gave you these commandments? If not, then who can be more unjust than the one who forges a lie against Allah, so that he may mislead mankind without having any knowledge? Surely Allah does not guide the unjust people. O Muhammad, tell them, I did not find in what has been revealed to me anything forbidden to be eaten by one who wishes to eat it, except the meat of an already dead animal, or running blood of the flesh of swine, pig meat, for these are unclean, or profane meat on which a name other than Allah has been invoked. Even so, if anyone is forced by extreme necessity, intending neither disobedience nor transgression, you will find your Rabb forgiving, merciful. For those who are Jews, we forbade every animal with undivided hoofs and the fat of oxen and sheep, except what is attached to their backs, or their intestines, or is mixed with their bones. That was the punishment which was awarded for their willful disobedience. Indeed, what we said is true. Now, if they disbelieve you, say, your Rabb is the owner of boundless mercy, but his scourge cannot be averted from criminal people. In response to this, the mushrikeen will promptly say, if Allah wanted, neither we nor our forefathers would have committed shirk, or could have made anything unlawful. That is how their ancestors rejected the truth in the past, until they tasted our punishment. If they say so, then ask them, do you have any evidence that you can put before us? The fact of the matter is, you believe in nothing but conjecture and follow nothing but falsehood. Say in contrast to your position, Allah's argument is conclusive. If it had been His will, He could indeed have guided you all. Say, bring your witnesses to prove that Allah did forbid so and so. Even if they so testify, do not testify with them, nor yield to the wishes of those who deny our revelations. Disbelieve in the hereafter and set up others as equals with their Rabb. O Muhammad, say, come, I will recite what your Rabb has forbidden to you, not to commit shirk with him. Be kind to your parents, not to kill your children, making the excuse of the inability to support them. We provide sustenance for you and for them, not to commit shameful deeds, whether open or secret, and not to kill any soul forbidden by Allah, except for the requirements of justice. These are the things which He enjoined you, so that you may use reason. Furthermore, your Rabb has forbidden you not to go near the property of an orphan, except to improve it until he attains maturity, and has commanded you to give full measure and just weight. We never charge a soul with more than it can bear, and whenever you speak, be just, even if it affects your own relatives, and fulfill your covenant with Allah. These are the things which He has enjoined on you, so that you may be mindful. He has also said, verily, this is my way, the right way. Therefore follow it, and do not follow other ways, for they will lead you away from His way. This is what He enjoined on you, so that you may become righteous. Moreover, He said, we gave Musa the book to complete our favor on those who would do good. It contained details of all things, and this was a guidance and a mercy, so that they should believe in the ultimate meeting with their Rabb. We have revealed this book, similar to the book given to Musa, as a blessing. Therefore follow it and adopt a God-fearing attitude, so that you may receive mercy. Lest you say, the book was revealed to two parties before us, and we were unaware of what they read. Or lest you say, if the book had been revealed to us, we could have followed its guidance better than them. A veritable sign has now come to you from your Rabb as guidance and mercy. Who then is more unjust than the one who denies the revelations of Allah and turns away from them? Very soon those who turn away from our revelations will face dreadful punishment for their aversion. Are they waiting for anything other than that the angels or your Rabb should come to them, Or are they waiting to be given a certain sign from your Rabb? On the day when that certain sign of your Rabb appears, the belief will not profit that soul, which did not believe before or earned any good deeds through its faith. Say to them, wait if you will. We too are waiting. Surely those who divide their religion and break up into sects, O Muhammad, you have nothing to do with them. Their case will be called to account by Allah Himself. He will inform them as to what they did. Whoever does one good deed will be given credit for 10 similar good deeds. And whoever does one bad deed will be punished for only one, and no one will be treated unjustly. O Muhammad, tell them, as for me, surely my Rabb has guided me to the right way, the ever-true deen, the faith of Ibrahim, the upright, who was not of the mushrikeen. Also say, surely my salah, my sacrifices, my life, and my death are all for Allah, the Rabb of the worlds. He has no partner, thus I am commanded, and I am the first of the Muslims. Say, should I seek another Rabb besides Allah, when He is the Rabb of everything? Every soul will reap the fruits of its own deeds. No bearer of burdens shall bear the burden of another. Ultimately, you will return to your Rabb, and He will resolve for you your disputes. He is the one who has made you the inheritors of the earth and raised some of you in ranks over others, so that He may test you in what He has given you. Surely your Rabb is swift in retribution, yet He is also very forgiving, merciful. So subhanAllah, we are now going into the 7th chapter. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Compassionate, the Merciful. Alif Lam Mim Sad. This book is revealed to you. Let there be no discomfort in your heart about it, so that you may thereby warn the unbelievers and remind the believers. Say, O people, follow what has been brought to you. Follow what has been brought down to you from your Rabb, and do not follow other patrons besides Him. Yet little do you take admonition. How many towns have we destroyed for their sins? Our scourge took them all of a sudden at night, or while they were taking their afternoon rest. And when our scourge fell upon them, their only cry was, we have indeed been wrongdoers. On the day of judgment, we shall question those to whom Rasuls were sent, and we shall also question the Rasuls about our message and its response. Then we shall tell their whole story as an eyewitness, for we were never absent at any time or from any place. On that day the scale of justice shall be established. Those whose scale of good deeds will be heavy, they are the ones who will attain felicity. And those whose scale is light, they shall find themselves in loss, for they had done injustice to our revelations. We are the one who established you on earth and provided you means of your sustenance therein. Yet little it is that you pay thanks. Indeed, we created you, then we fashioned you, then we asked the angels, prostrate yourselves before Adam. They all prostrated accordingly, except Iblis, who did not join those who prostrated. Allah said, what prevented you from prostrating when I commanded you? He replied, I am better than he. You created me from fire and him from clay. Allah said, get down from here. You have no right to brag here of your superiority. Get out henceforth. You are of the petty ones. Shaitan requested, give me respite to the day of resurrection. Allah said, the respite you requested is hereby granted. Shaitan said, since you let me deviate, now I will lie in ambush for mankind on your right way. I will come upon them from their front, from their rear, from their right, and from their left, and you will not find most of them grateful to you. Allah said, get out from here, despicable and outcast. I will certainly fill hell with you and all of them who follow you. Allah said, O Adam, dwell with your wife in paradise and eat any fruit you please, but never approach this tree, or you shall both become wrongdoers. But Shaitan tempted them so that he might reveal to them the private parts of their bodies, which they had never seen before. He told them, "Your Rabb has forbidden you to approach this tree, only to prevent you from becoming angels or immortals." And he swore to them both, "I am your sincere adviser." Thus he cunningly seduced them, and when they ate from the tree, their shame became visible to them, and they began to cover themselves with the leaves of the garden. Then the Rabb called out to them, "Did I not forbid you to approach that tree? And did I not warn you that Shaitan was your open enemy?" They both replied, "Our Rabb, we have wronged our souls. If you do not forgive us and have mercy on us, we shall certainly be of the losers." Allah said, "Go down. Some of you are the enemies of others. The earth will be your dwelling place and your means of livelihood for a fixed term." He further said, "Therein you shall live, therein you shall die, and therefrom you shall be raised to life on the day of resurrection." O children of Adam, we have sent down to you clothing to cover your nakedness and as an adornment. However, the best clothing is the clothing of piety. This is one of Allah's revelations, so that the people may learn a lesson. O children of Adam, let not Shaitan seduce you in the same manner as he seduced your parents out of paradise through stripping them of their clothing in order to expose their nakedness. He and his tribe can see you from where you cannot see them. We have made the Shaitans allies to those who do not believe. When they commit a shameful deed, they say, "We found our forefathers doing this, and Allah himself has commanded us to do so." Tell them, "Nay, Allah never commands what is shameful." Do you attribute to Allah something about which you have no knowledge? O Muhammad, say to them, "My Rabb has commanded justice, in that you set your faces in the direction at the time of every prayer and call on him with true devotion. You shall return to him as he created you in the beginning. One group he has guided, while the other group deserve to be left in error due to their own choice, for they took shaitans for their protectors instead of Allah. Yet they think that they are rightly guided. O children of Adam, put on your adornment, proper and decent dress, when you attend your masjid at the time of prayer. Eat and drink, but do not be extravagant. Surely he does not love the extravagant." O Muhammad asked them, "Who has forbidden you to wear decent clothes or to eat the good food of which Allah has provided for his devotees?" Say, "All these things are for the enjoyments of the believers in the life of this world, though shared by others. But these shall be exclusively theirs on the day of resurrection. Thus do we make our revelations clear for those who have knowledge." Say, "My Rabb has forbidden all indecencies, whether open or secret, sin and rebellion against justice, committing shirk with Allah for which he has granted no sanction, and saying things about Allah of which you have no knowledge. For every nation there is a fixed term. When their term expires, it can neither be delayed for a moment, nor can it be made to come early." O children of Adam, whenever there comes to you Rasuls from among you and recite to you my revelations, those who will become righteous and mend their ways will have nothing to fear or to grieve. But those who deny our revelations and treat them with arrogance shall be the inmates of hellfire, to live therein forever. Who can be more unjust than the one who invents a lie against Allah or rejects his revelations? Such people will have their destined portion from the book, until when our messengers arrive to take away their souls, they will ask, "Where are those gods whom you used to invoke besides Allah?" They will reply, "They have forsaken us," and they will bear witness against themselves that they were indeed kufr, unbelievers. Allah will say, "Enter the fire and join the nations of jinns and men who have gone before you." As each nation will enter hell, it will curse its preceding sister till all are gathered there. The last of them will say about the first one, "Our Rabb, these have led us astray. Therefore give them double punishment of the fire. He will answer, there will be double for all, although you may not know, because of being predecessor and successor in sin and aggression. Then the first will say to the last, if we were to blame, you too were no better than us. Now taste the punishment of your misdeeds. Surely the gates of heaven will not be opened for those who deny our revelations and treat them with arrogance. Their admission into paradise will be as impossible as the passing of a camel through the eye of a needle. That is how we shall reward the criminals. Hell shall be their bed and flames shall be their covering. That is how we shall reward the wrongdoers. As for those who believe and do good deeds, we never burden a soul with more than it can bear. They are worthy of paradise, wherein they will live forever. We shall remove whatever ill feeling they may have in their hearts against one another. Rivers will be flowing beneath them, and they will say, praise be to Allah who guided us this way. We would have never found the right way if Allah had not guided us. The Rasuls of our Rabb have surely preached us the truth. At that time, they will hear the announcement, this is paradise, which you have inherited because of your good deeds. The residents of paradise will call out to the inmates of the hellfire, we have indeed found out the promises of our Rabb to be true. Have you also found the promise of your Rabb to be true? Yes, they will answer, and a herald in between them will proclaim, the curse of Allah be upon those wrongdoers, those who hindered other people from the way of Allah and sought to make it crooked, and who did not believe in the hereafter. Between the two there shall be a veil, and on the heights there will be people who will recognize them by their features. They will call out to the residents of paradise, peace be upon you. They will not have yet entered it, though they will have the hope. When their eyes will be turned towards the inmates of the hellfire, they will say, our Rabb, do not cast us among those wrongdoers. The people of the heights will call to certain men, famous personalities from among the inmates of hell, whom they will recognize by their features and say, have you found out that neither your riches nor your arrogant pride have availed you? Are these residents of paradise not the same people about whom you swore that Allah will never bestow His mercy on them? Today the same people are being welcomed with the words, enter paradise. You have nothing to fear or to grieve. Then the inmates of the fire will cry out to the residents of paradise, give us some water or some of the food which Allah has provided you. They will reply, Allah has forbidden both of these things to the unbelievers, who took their religion to be mere amusements and play, and were deceived by their earthly life. Allah will say, today we will forget them as they forgot the meeting of this day and rejected our revelations, for we have certainly brought them a book which we have detailed with knowledge, a guidance and blessing for the true believers. Now are they waiting for its fulfillment? On the day when it is fulfilled, those who have transgressed it will say, indeed the Rasuls of our Rabb had come with the truth. Are there any intercessors now who could intercede on our behalf? Or could we be sent back so that we could not do as we have done before? In fact, they would have lost their souls, and the things they had invented will leave them in the lurch. Surely your Rabb is Allah, who created the heavens and the earth in 6 yawms, and then established Himself on the throne in a manner that suits His majesty. He makes the night cover the day, and the day follow the night in rapid succession. He created the sun, the moon, and the stars, and made them subservient to His will. Take a note, His is the creation, and His is the command. Blessed be He, the Rabb of the worlds. Call on your Rabb with humility and in private, for He does not love the transgressors. Do not create mischief in the land after it has been set in order. Pray to Him in humility and privacy. Surely the mercy of Allah is always close to the doers of good. He is the one who sends the winds bearing good news of his blessings. So when they lift up heavy clouds, we drive them along to a dead land and make the rain fall upon it and bring forth all kinds of fruits from the same dead land. Likewise, we will raise the dead to life. This example is given so that you may learn a lesson from this observation. The good soil yields rich produce by the permission of Allah, and barren soil yields nothing but poor produce. Thus do we explain our revelations over and over again for those who pay thanks. Indeed, we send Nuh to his people, and he said, O my people, worship Allah. You have no God but He. If you do not listen to what I say, I fear for you the punishment of a mighty day. The chiefs of his people said, Surely we see that you are in evident error. He replied, O my people, I am not in error. On the contrary, I am a Rasul from the Rabb of the worlds. I am appointed to deliver the message of my Rabb and give you friendly advice, for I know from Allah something that you do not know. Do you wonder that there has come to you a message from your Rabb through a man from among yourselves to warn you, so that you may fear Allah in order to receive His mercy? But they denied Him. As a result, we saved him and all who were with him in the ark and drowned those who denied our revelations. Surely they were a blind people. To the people of Ad, we sent their brother Hud, who said, O my people, worship Allah. You have no God but He. Will you not fear Him? The chiefs of his people who denied his message said, We can see that you are foolish, and we think that you are lying. He replied, O my people, I am not foolish. On the contrary, I am a Rasul from the Rabb of the worlds. I am conveying the message of my Rabb to you, and I am an honest advisor to you. Do you wonder that a reminder from your Rabb has come to you through one of your own men to warn you? Remember that He made you successors after the people of Nuh, and gave you a tall and strong stature, as compared to other people. Therefore remember the favors that you have received from Allah, so that you may prosper. They replied, Have you come to us with a demand that we should worship Allah alone and give up those whom our forefathers used to worship? Well, bring us what you are threatening us with, if what you say is true. Hud said, You have already incurred the blight and the wrath of your Rabb. Would you dispute with me about mere names which you and your forefathers have invented, and for which Allah has revealed no sanction? If so, then wait for the decision of Allah. I too will wait with you. We saved him and his companions by our mercy, and we cut off the roots of those who denied our revelations and did not become believers. To the people of Thamud, we sent their brother Saleh, who said, O my people, worship Allah. You have no other God but He. Now a clear proof has come to you from your Rabb. Here is Allah's she-camel, a sign for you. Therefore leave her alone to pasture on Allah's land, and do not touch her with bad intentions, lest you incur a painful punishment. Remember how you were made the heirs of Ad, and settled in the land, capable of building mansions in the valleys and carving out homes in the mountains. Therefore, remember the favors of Allah and do not spread mischief in the land. The arrogant leaders from his people asked the oppressed among them who had believed, Do you really believe that Salah is a Rasul from his Rabb? They replied, We do indeed believe in the revelation with which he has been sent. The arrogant, who considered themselves superior, said, We deny all that you believe in. Then they hamstrung the she-camel, defied the commandment of their Rabb, and challenged Salah, saying, Bring down the scourge you have threatened us with, if you truly are one of the Rasuls. Thereupon, an earthquake overtook them, and they became lifeless bodies on their homes, with their faces down. Salah left them, saying, O my people, I did indeed convey to you the message of my Rabb and gave you sincere advice, but you did not love sincere advisors. We also sent Lut who said to his people, will you do such indecent acts as no one else in the world has committed before you? You satisfy your lusts with men instead of women? Indeed, you are a people who have transgressed beyond bounds. His people had no answer but to say, drive them out of your town. These people want to keep themselves pure. So we saved him and his family, except his wife, who was of those who lagged behind. We rained upon them a rain of stones, and everyone was killed. See what was the outcome for such criminals. To Madian we sent their brother Shuaib, who said, O my people, worship Allah. You have no God but He. A clear guidance has come to you from your Rabb. Give just measure and wait. Do not undersell others in their goods, and do not create mischief in the land after it has been set in order. This is better for you if you are true believers. Do not sit in ambush on every road to threaten people or hinder from the way of Allah those who believe in Him, seeking to make His way crooked. Remember how He multiplied you when you were few in numbers, and see what was the end of the mischief makers of prior nations. If they are some among you who believe in the message with which I have been sent, and others who disbelieve in it, then be patient until Allah judges between us, for He is the best of all judges. Alhamdulillah, that is the end of Juz 8. Tomorrow, inshallah, or the next reading, we will pick up Juz 9. We will start at chapter 7, verse 88. And then we will stop at chapter 8, verse 40. Asalaamu Alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.